Hi, so if you've followed along with me so far, you have compiled all the scripts successfully, then you're ready to create a level. So let's jump into UDK, go into File, New, and let's select a template. Let's go with night lighting. This just creates a nice looking skybox for us. And unfortunately a cube, which we don't need, so let's left click that and hit delete. It'll just be in the way. And don't worry about the shadow here for now, we'll fix that when we rebuild lighting. Cool, so if you remember, we created a game info class. A game info is essentially an actor that is created when the level starts. Now, in theory, any game info can be used with any level. So some levels are designed specifically for let's say, deathmatch, some are designed for capture the flag, but you can actually use any game info with any level. So let's specify in our new level that we want to use our tomato game info. So go into View, select World Properties. Now scroll down to Game Type, and under Default Game Type, let's change that to tomato game info. If you compiled the script successfully, this option will be available to you. And now let's change the game type for Play and Editor to tomato game info as well. Now if you're ever unsure about what any of these properties do, you can always hover your mouse over it and it'll give you some info in the tooltip. Cool. Now let's close that out, and the next thing we'll want to do is move our player start. If you remember, our camera is moving on the y=0 plane. This is a plane created by the x and z axis, and it's looking down the positive y-axis. So everything visible should be in that direction. In fact, our pawns are all forced to be on the y=500 plane. This includes the player. So it's a good idea to keep the player start on the same plane where the player should be, to which the player is constrained. So let's select the player start. Actually, if you ever have trouble locating an actor, you can always go into Edit, Find Actors, and we're looking for the player start. Let's just double click on that, and it selects it for you. Now with the player start selected, let's hit F4 to open its properties. Under movement, change the value of location's Y property to 500. Great. Now we should, before we save the level, let's rebuild it. So let's go into build all. This will fix this little shadow, and also remove the path node. So it's a good idea to rebuild paths whenever we move these actors. Great, we're all done. And you can see that our little lighting anomaly has disappeared. Excellent. So now let's click on the Play and Editor button and see what happens. Okay, great. I'm moving around and the camera is following me. I'm using the A and D keys to move left and right, and I'm using the mouse to look up and down. I don't have any inventory now, but you can see that the mesh is responding. Great.